The following video is audience feedback after seeing and hearing Champs in Dolby, the 2024 top 3 large band finalists of the Steelband Panorama competition in Trinidad and Tobago. This was the first time any member of the public heard a Steelband, and in particular the Panorama competition in cinematic Dolby Atmos audio. Champs in Dolby premiered at Caribbean Cinemas Screen 5, the only Dolby Atmos cinema in the country, on Saturday the 15th of February 2025 to an invited audience. The video was presented to demonstrate the cultural and economic benefit of recording, broadcasting, and archiving the Trinidad and Tobago National Steelband Panorama competition in Dolby Atmos.
It was excellent. I found that it was a whole different experience, hearing everything in surround sound. Everything was so clear and clean. It was really, really, really excellent. I think it's an excellent idea, and the potential is there, and that the world will be ready. I think so, yeah. I don't see any reason for them not to. I think we're progressing in that kind of direction and that they're ready. Yeah.
Well, yes, so I thought that seeing the Steelbans on such big screen and hearing the entire experience, it was fantastic. I think that that's the direction that the Steelband community should be heading, because the entire experience is next level. The Steelpan is now the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago. So there are a lot of developments happening within the Steelpan community, and having the Dolby Atmos as another thing for the Steelpan fraternity is definitely a plus for us. Yes, definitely. I think that the other Steelbans within Trinidad and Tobago would definitely be interested.
It's wonderful. I think it's the best recording that I've ever heard of Pan, in that the surround sound really does make a difference. Of course, I've been in submersive like cinemas, so bringing this to Pan is a novel experience. There are things about it that mimic your real life performance for me, and I think there are a couple of elements that were superior to the real life performance. In the real life performance, the music is coming at you. Unless you're in a band. I've played in Panorama as well, but even when you're in the band, there is a certain amount of acoustic loss according to the direction that you're in or where you are in the band. So here I was able to hear all of the parts, the middle lines, the bass lines. I think the adjustment of the sound allowed me to hear very clearly some of the walk-in bass, the transpositions, things like that. It was interesting because there were 3 bands, so I could compare the sound. I saw that Exodus, their sound was not as vibrant, and I noticed that with All Stars, they had a number of bore pans, and bore pans make a difference. They had a few low C tenors, high C tenors as well, and bore pans make a difference in that the amplitude is much more, so that would account for some of their loud wide open space. But all in all, I think it's a marvelous idea. It really is the best thing next to real band, I think, because I have a habit of sitting down and listening from the beginning of from 1 o'clock to 1 next morning, 13 hours straight. I'm normal with that. Once you have the equipment, I think really it is going to be an enhanced experience. There was something that was said inside at the beginning when they were making reference to gaming, and I was thinking of those kind of 3D helmet type of things where you can put in and you can have that whole immersive experience in 3D. And I was thinking, wow, that would be really brilliant if someone can do that for a panorama experience, But short of that, of course, streaming is wonderful once you have good headphones and because when you're there acoustically, as I said, because of the wide open spaces, there's a lot of sound that is dispersed, that doesn't really come to your ear. So I think it's marvelous. I think bands are very progressive, generally. I think they are always looking for new avenues for people to appreciate what they love. And I think certainly that once you present it to them in a non-abrasive way, yes, they would definitely be interested.
It was fantastic. I mean, I'm here representing Trinidad Steel Orchestra, and I'm also on the Steelpan Steering Committee instituted under the Ministry of Trade. So we are very excited. I think this is a very important initiative that we should pursue. And it's very clear that we have an upward trajectory in terms of recording, not just for sound, but also video. So we have to also consider the both, because we do want to produce, of course, a product, right, for the world as panelists in Trinidad and Tobago. It's necessary. I mean, if the world is consuming music through Dolby Atmos, then we want to definitely produce our music at that quality or even higher. And I think that will also attract more persons to become pan fans, and have a better understanding too of Panorama, which, is dear to our heart here. I don't see why they wouldn't be. I think it would be a form of income as well, and also just visibility globally, and getting your voice out there. And I don't see why anybody would object. And I think it would be a fantastic thing for Steelbans, no matter what category, from primary school all the way to large band, conventional. I think it's something that would be necessary, and it will help us to become even more on the map.
It was amazing, very revealing, much needed, and to improve the sound sonically for Steelpan recordings, to allow the general public to really grasp the beauty of the sound of pan. I really appreciate that. We need that, because that's where everybody home systems are connected to now, and we should be up with the times. Technology actually leads music production, so it's great. I don't think why there shouldn't be. It's very important. It's all about development.
Yeah, I like it. It was very good. I mean, first time we experiencing something in the big screen. So, yeah. I mean, this is the level that we have to go at, and I think once we continue at this stage, pan has a bright future. I mean, that would be like a dream. Yeah, that would be the ideal thing, man. That's the level we need to be at. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once they come and they experience it here and they see what's going on, everybody, I show every all the pan side will want to do this. This is the ideal way to get pan to the world and to create a large streaming income, because I mean, something at this quality, everybody will want to listen to it. Yeah.